So, welcome to Spotlight. We come to you from Copa today. And we are thrilled to have the guest that we have with us today. Who's in the spotlight? Well, take a look. We have Sushant, we have Kriti, and you guys certainly are glowing, both on screen and in person over here. So, obviously, you're excited.
Yes, of course.
Very excited, yeah.
Should
Yeah?
be.
Yeah.
All right. Feel free to expand on that. So, right. So, the reason is they have a movie that is releasing.
Are you all excited?
Yes. Good Lord. That's ear
Now I'm
shattering.
more excited.
That's ear shattering enthusiasm. All right. So, now you were saying to me that some people have not entirely understood the trailer, which is a little baffling to me, and I imagine it's a little baffling to you.
It was shocking to me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
That was not the intent, for sure.
So people have come to you and they're saying they have not got that there is a reincarnation theme.
Some
at the
of
heart
them,
it.
not all,
Okay,
but some of them. Like
Alright.
some of my friends asked me, ki, listen, samajh nahi aaya, is this reincarnation? I said, duh. Yeah.
Many of them told me that it's confusing, and I had a confused expression on my face. Like, really, it is intriguing for sure. That's what a trailer should be.
Yeah.
But how is it confusing? I don't
You know, some of them I think got confused with the line Raja badalte hain, Rani badalte hain.
Right.
Like one of my friends at least, they were like, what do you mean badalte hain? So I mean, that means a different time, no?
Right.
From this time to another time.
Yes.
I feel it has to do with global warming or something like that. Yeah.
Frying the brains.
Yes.
I'm not disputing. What about you guys? Did any of you find it even slightly confusing? Not at all. Not at all.
Thank
there
you,
you go.
guys.
We
Thank
have
All
a
right.
good audience here.
I feel really good now and confident.
All right, so again, like this is something that it's a theme that is notoriously done well, right? In the film
the
world.
past.
What is so exciting about it for you guys? Like in this sort of avatar of reincarnation or this iteration of it, what was the most thrilling part for the both of you?
First of all, I would like to disagree because there are many films on reincarnation
That have not done well.
that are
That are not
pathetic films, and
Name a
they
chain.
and they didn't do well.
Right.
So I don't think that the fate of a film, or basically whether it resonates with the audience or not, it depends on what the film is about, but how the story is told. And that is the most important thing. But this reincarnation thing allowed us, to do something that we never have done before.
Right.
And this is precisely the reason why I say yes to a project. I should not know how to do it. I didn't know if I would be able to pull off two completely diametrically opposite characters and convince you that I'm
2.5
equally both. In the same stipulated time, because it has to do with the way we have started to read films. Because once the illusion is created in the first 10-15 minutes, then it is sustained. Then you are with me. You know that I'm not Dhoni. But the moment in 10 minutes I give you something to believe, you are completely with me. Now we are holding hands and
Walking together, sure.
But the thing is, if in between I tell you I'm also Kohli, like, excuse me. So
that'd be pretty sweet though. Good.
but that gives you a jerk.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I
I
think for
convinced
me it's
myself.
two things.
Yeah.
Like I think one, the fact that it felt like we were shooting two different films which were connected to each other,
Two for the price of one.
and we got paid for one. But
Oh, damn it.
but they were two completely different worlds, two very different worlds, very away from each other, but in the same film, and there is it's beautifully connected. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, am I watching the same film or a different film? But it's connected in a very nice way. The second thing I felt, I like this thought of, it must have happened with many of you actually. Sometimes, you meet certain people who you're not related to, and you don't feel like you're meeting them for the first time. You end up chatting for hours, you connect with them really nicely, and you don't know why that connection is with only that person and not someone else. So I feel that it's a beautiful thought that connection might be from another time because of a relationship you had with that person. Yeah, so I think it's in itself, when I read the script, when I even read this book, Many Lives, Many Masters, it just was fascinating, and I wanted to believe in it.
I sort of look at it and I'm clearly far more superficial than the both of you. But like, holy moly, those costumes. Like, come on. Like, this must be so much fun, right? Like,
Yeah, I think the first time when I also sort of wore all of that, and that look test of the makeup, hair, costume was happening. I just looked at myself, and then I was like, okay, now I look like I'm from another world. I don't think I belong to this world anymore. But it used to take us 3 hours to get into that hair makeup costume without the hair pulling and all happening. Come on, I'll try it on you and then you tell me. Okay? And 1 hour to get out of it.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I think as an actor, it's so exciting that, you suddenly look like a different person.
Right.
So you yourself are watching and you're like, oh my God, that's me.
This flashback that we go to, without giving it away, it is around 20-22 minutes. So it's not for a long time. So you just go there for a brief moment.
Oh, so you're just dipping in, dipping out.
Yes, something
the
like
seeds
that.
of it.
We're dipping in for a certain reason, we're showing you that reason and then dipping out of it. First time he used to take longer than I used to take for hair.
Because of cornrows.
Yeah, they were like, really small ponytails.
So, welcome to our world.
Welcome to the...
The other thing I sort of wanted to ask is sort of, again, one of the points is that, and obviously scale and circumstance and personality differ. But is one of the larger points that perhaps the more things change, the more essentially they stay the same?
I feel nothing else kind of remains the same except for the connect.
Right.
It'll sound deep, but the soul connect.
Yeah.
The connect that you don't know why you're feeling, but it's really strong.
Yeah.
So that kind of stays with time. But everything else changes. The characters change, how they talk, what they are, otherwise everything else changes. Am I right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks.
And do you also, are you into reincarnation as well? Like, do you believe it?
No,
even in a vague, amorphous sort of...
I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's the first reason why I said yes to the film, because normally it takes me a lot. The script needs to be really, really engaging. Because the main focal point of the script is something that I don't believe in. And I also don't believe that animals can talk, but Jungle Book I really loved.
This is true.
And also, we see all these...
They talk English, they do talk.
Even intelligent films like, say, Interstellar, they use the concept of wormholes and all. We know that till now, we can't actually isolate a wormhole or create, I have seen nothing, whatever. But we are with them if somehow a filmmaker should use any tool, maybe visuals or the narrative, anything, that doesn't allow me to think about anything else but the story. So for those 2-3 hours when I was reading the script for the first time, I forgot that I don't believe in reincarnation. I was just with the story. So that is what it is. We are not...
Also, actually, the film does have both the point of views.
Of the skeptic and
yes,
the believer.
yes.
Whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it, it has your point of view to look at the story in a different way.
And you shot all over the place, like in Budapest and Amritsar and
Croatia.
I was so happy, I can't tell you. All my first few films, they were in Ahmedabad, Jodhpur, Calcutta. And I was never told to look good or even try. I thought they...
You never meant to look good in those characters.
I thought they just gave up. They thought that it's not possible. Whatever. But the thing was, I was very happy with the work I was doing. But the thing was, my dad had 2 problems. One he was like, okay, all right, you're doing well, but degree le lete. So that thing, because I'm a dropout engineer. And this, sorry?
Mechanical.
Whatever, I didn't get the degree. My friend asked me what were your favorite subjects, and I said every subject that was there in the 4th year, which I didn't get to read. Well, coming back, what was I saying?
Traveling.
The second problem was you can act, but to hero nahi lagta. So finally, all these wonderful locations and...
इस फिल्म में से भड़ास निकाल लिए, कपड़े अच्छे पहने हैं, हीरो लग रहा है, डांस कर लिया, एब्स दिखा दिए, बाहर चला गया. It's like his dream role.
Still, I got to do what I really want. The flashback thing is something that I'm very, it might be wrong, it might be right, whatever, but it is very fresh and personal. You know what I'm saying? I created it. But at the same time, I got to know that there's this song where I could do anything. I just took my shirt off. The look on my face is for my dad.
Well, I hope he's watching. First day, first show.
I'll make sure.
First day, first show. Well, I know you've had like some pretty glamorous outdoors already, but were these ones tremendous fun?
I not really had too many outdoors. I think I had I think I went for 5 days only to some place for that Manma Emotion song, that's it. But I've gone for a Telugu film that I shot, that was actually my first film, for which I went to London, Belfast, Bangkok, whatnot.
See, there's an entire audience here which is just wondering how can we raise our hands and be like, we'll carry the luggage. How do we become spot boys? Anything. So,
but we've had a blast in all these locations that we've shot, especially Budapest. I think it's a beautiful place.
Right.
And we were there for 2.5 months.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we didn't get bored and we didn't want to come back.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. But I have to ask one question because we have to throw it open to the
But the
audience.
Telugu film, the entire Telugu film was in London.
Not in that. Hyderabad also,
But it was in London.
but 40 days in London.
See, na?
I want to be extremely honest to you.
I shot for about more than 100 days for that film, so...
That's fine, but 40 days in London. I'll be very honest to you.
I'm also jealous.
I was doing one play and these casting directors were there and they told me whether I was interested in doing TV or not, and I was thinking, and they were like, we'll shoot in Click Nixon and all that. Click Nixon. It sounds fancy, maybe it's in Europe or something like that. Trust me, the first time I said, yes, I'm Click Nixon.
Studio.
They didn't mention that. So I got interested and I said I am interested, and then I got to know that Click Nixon is not in Europe but is in Sakinaka. And it took me 3 years to rectify that mistake.
You know, this great abs movement. You also shot in Amritsar. Now, Amritsar offers many, many delectable treats. It is actually one of my favorite food cities, right? So, how do you reconcile, you know, wonderful dance moves, looking fantastic in all these outfits?
Oh, he eats a lot.
And
I eat everything.
He eats a lot.
So this is what I told my...
you also
I also eat. I don't eat a lot. I
just
eat
raise your hands if
everything.
you hit them.
I eat everything, but my stomach I feel is small, so I eat like little portions of everything.
Okay.
But I eat everything.
She's an example of God-favored child.
Yes.
I'm the example of how you can still slog, eat everything and have abs. So I'm the hard-working guy.
And I'm the opposite of both of them.
Oh, there.
So she
But you
just
don't
doesn't,
have to. You're
she
hardworking
just
at other
doesn't
things, but
put on.
you don't have to work to like.
I do have to work out.
No,
To gain
no.
muscle, I have to work out. And
That's
that's
fine.
so difficult.
You know,
But she will not
I have
put
no
on.
sympathy for you. You have to. The ones who have to work hard to gain weight. You know, sorry. Now you're just rubbing it in my face.
Gaining muscle is more difficult than losing fat. I swear.
I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. We come to you from Kopa with Sushant and Kriti, and now it is my turn to step back and open it up to all of them.
Hi Kriti, hi
Hi.
Sushant. So as we all know by now, Raabta is about reincarnation. You just mentioned that it felt like you were shooting 2 different films. So apart from the physical transformation, you must have had to go through a mental transformation to reach a different emotional state of mind. So as an actor, how did you prepare for that transition?
First of all, the film is not about reincarnation. The film is about, we are trying to just suggest that if there is something like, if there is any kind of connect, emotional connect between 2 living organisms, I'm like,
Human beings for
human
now.
beings, human beings, whatever. So if there is that, it remains undiluted with time. And hence, we are emphasizing that there is a birth and a death also doesn't change that.
So
and hence
reincarnation is a backdrop, basically.
So it's not to state that reincarnation, whatever. So that's the first thing. The second thing is very, very important. I think we generally we give too much importance to the physical transformation, which is the easiest. Most important thing is to find and change the spontaneity. You know what happens is every time we think that there is a method actor and there is this actor who is natural and all gifted and spontaneous. It's not true. There is always a method to spontaneity. And the trick is to change your spontaneity from one film to the other film. Anybody who's confident in front of camera and can learn lines and can talk in a certain way, like natural acting, is not an actor. He's just a confident guy. You know what I'm saying? To change the way you think, so that whenever you do an improv, it is the character spontaneity is the most trickiest thing. And for that, you just need to figure out the differences between you and the character. For example, I never analyze what Dhoni, like how does he speak or walks. I just, the complete immersion, I was just looking at his videos for like hours and hours. I didn't count, probably 1,000. and 800 hours of his interviews, so audio, so like it's just like picking a language.